In order to create a new document in Illustrator, simply go up to the top main menu and choose File and New. And in the New Document panel that appears, we have options to select a series of default sizes. So if I go to Mobile option, it gives us a series of default sizes for mobile devices, giving us the pixel dimensions below. If we move on to the next, to web, it gives us some typical web page sizes, again giving us the dimensions at the bottom in pixels. If we move on to print, we get some default print sizes, giving us dimensions in millimeters at the bottom. And we have typical dimensions for film and video, again this time giving us dimensions in pixels. And finally we have arts and illustration, which gives us again dimensions for typical artwork sizes such as postcards and posters. Again, dimensions listed below in millimeters. So from the options we can choose, I will choose print, and in this example I'll choose A4. I simply select the option and it gives me the dimensions over here. If I choose another one, it changes the dimensions, but I'll choose A4. I can give my document a title, and I can choose the dimensions. By default they're millimeter, but I can choose the dimensions from the options. I'll leave it on millimeters. I can change the orientation of the document. It defaults to portrait, but I can change that to landscape. I can customize my dimensions if I wish to choose so. If I've got a customized artwork that I need to create, I can enter my own dimensions, but I'll leave it on the default A4 for the time being. Once I've got my template chosen, I'm happy with the dimensions, also the page orientation. I've named my document, I'm working the dimensions that I need to work in. I can click the Create button, and that will give me my blank page. If I want to change the dimensions of an existing document, from the toolbar on the left hand side here, I will click the Artboard tool, and it gives me along the top here, it gives me some preset dimensions. They're accessible from here. I can change the page orientation to portrait or back to landscape again. I can enter custom dimensions over here and change the width, or if I want to reset it back to a default setting, I can do that as well. I can also click and drag on the corner of my artboard and move it about. As I'm dragging, notice the dimension option will appear next to the title here. And again, I can also just simply go back and choose a default option. Once I'm happy with the size, I can choose my selection tool, and I'm now ready to start working on my document.